soft as light through a curtain. A simple phrase, yet somehow the whole world started turning. The color of your voice spilled across my afternoon, painting gold on silent corners, bringing flowers into bloom. The color of your voice moved through shadows on the street, turning quiet into music with a melody so sweet. One moment, one sound, and everything around began to shine in the color of your voice. The river carried bright reflections, storefront windows caught the sun. Street musicians felt familiar, like I'd known them all along. The breeze seemed full of stories floating gently through the air. Even distant traffic rhythms sounded lighter than before. Pages waiting on my desk filled themselves with hopeful lines. Clouds that covered half the skyline opened wide to let in light. Funny how a few short seconds can rearrange an entire day, like a brush across a canvas, changing all the shades. A single hello crossed the distance, soft as light through a curtain. A simple phrase, yet somehow the whole world started turning. The color of your voice spilled across my afternoon, painting gold on silent corners, bringing flowers into bloom. The color of your voice moved through shadows on the street, turning quiet into music with a melody so sweet. One moment, one sound, and everything around began to shine in the color of your voice. If blue could sing, if sunlight could whisper, if spring could fit inside a conversation, maybe it would sound like this. A gentle spark, a drifting glow, a warmth arriving through the phone. And suddenly the ordinary felt rare. The color of your voice still lingers in the evening air, floating through the city lights like a lantern everywhere. The color of your voice left a trace on all I see. Now the streets wear different colors than they did yesterday to me. The night feels softer, the stars sit closer, the skyline looks brand new, all because a simple moment carried me to you. The color of your voice, the color of your voice still shines through. Gray morning on the window pane feels so far away tonight. One small conversation turned the world into light.
가자. 넌 배워야 할 게
The
많다.
color of your voice.
Yeah, yeah. You folded up a silly line, sent it flying through the room. I caught it with a crooked smile, like trouble wearing perfume. It started with a joke too small to live inside a memory. A paper plane across the hall with nonsense written secretly. You said the moon looked unemployed, I said the stars were running late. Then laughter spilled between us like coins across a dinner plate. We traded little useless facts, favorite snacks and movie lines. You made my quiet afternoon forget it had a closing time. No thunder in the ceiling, no fireworks above, just folded paper in the air, learning how to turn up. One joke leaned into another, one stayed after dark. One message crossed the silence and landed near my heart. Paper show up in the rhythm of my day. Between the kettle and the sunrise, between the songs I play, I saved a stranger feelings. See the moons inside my home. Somehow your random thoughts made everywhere feel less alone. We built a tiny language out of typos and replies. Half sarcasm, half sweetness, a soft disguise. Then one night the joke got quiet and the rain began to go. You asked me what I wish for. I said I think you know. One joke leads to another. Stay after dark. One message crossed the silence and landed near my heart. Paper planes and us flying low above the dust. What began as playful words became a place I trust. Paper planes and us, no map inside the wind. Just a laugh that found a wind and invited me in. We were tossing little stories like they weighed almost nothing. Now I hold them like a promise. Paper planes and us. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Look at us now, still laughing at the first thing you said. That ridiculous line that made no sense. Maybe love can start folded, maybe hearts can learn flight. Maybe one small paper wing can cross the whole sky. I never saw it coming, that was the charm. A joke in the air, then your hand in my palm. Paper planes and us, rising higher than before. From a sentence tossed for fun to a life behind the door. Paper planes and us, still circling the room, with our names between the creases and our laughter and gloom. What we thought was passing by became the story we keep. A little paper miracle that learned how to read. Paper planes and us. Paper planes and us. We folded up a silly moon, caught it like a sign. Now the smallest joke we ever made still flies across my mind. Paper planes and us. The clock struck softly after midnight. Something in the air felt different, like a missing piece. There was evenings full of questions, half-finished dreams upon my shelf. Maps with circles drawn in pencil, leading somewhere beyond myself. I've watched trains leave through station windows, chased horizons through the rain, filled journals with uncertain endings, trying to explain the unexplained. Some mornings felt like static, some nights blurred into blue. I kept gathering little fragments without knowing what they would do. Yet silent gears were turning far beyond my sight. Tiny moments shifting into place that night. What once felt disconnected began to draw a line. The day everything aligned, like stars returning to their places, like dawn arriving right on time. The day everything aligned, all the scattered roads behind me formed a clear and shining sign. Pieces from 1,000 chapters suddenly combined. I found meaning in the spaces, the day everything aligned. A conversation at a crosswalk, a song escaping from a car, a message that arrived unexpectedly from someone can trace the hidden pathways, looking backward through the years. All the pauses, all the detours, all the laughter, all the tears. Threads I never noticed, woven through the days, building something beautiful in invisible ways. A picture kept expanding outside my point of view, until the whole horizon finally came into view. The day everything aligned, the clouds gave way to color, the distance came alive. The day everything aligned, the unanswered questions settled like birds across the sky. The moments I once doubted now shine with quiet light. The road that seemed uncertain led exactly where they should. The story kept unfolding better than I understood. The day everything aligned still echoes in my mind. The clock struck softly after midnight. Street lights painted silver lines, and somewhere in that silence, the pieces found each other. The day everything aligned. Yeah. You love the colors of October. I kept talking about July. Funny how two different skies could meet beneath the same night. You carried autumn in your pockets, golden leaves and cooling air. I chased long sunsets by the ocean, salt and sunlight everywhere. You like sweaters by the window, books and rain against the glass. I wanted open roads and daylight, always hoping summer would last. We laughed about our differences like they were part of the game, trading little pieces of ourselves whenever we met again. Neither one of us imagined what time would slowly do, how the seasons would start changing inside me and inside you. One conversation, one passing week, a little closer, a little deep. The calendar kept turning pages while our hearts rewrote the theme. Your favorite season, that's what I wanna be. The place you run to when the world feels colder than it seems. Your favorite season, a warmth you always know, like sunlight through the curtains or fresh December snow. No matter what the weather brings, no matter where you've been, I wanna be your favorite season again and again. Spring arrived without announcing, cherry colors in the park. We spent hours chasing shadows till the city turned to stars. Then came nights beside the river, watching reflections drift away, learning how to share our silence, learning what we didn't say. The months moved softly around us, changing scenery and light. Yet somehow all those different landscapes led us to the same side. I started loving rainy mornings, you started loving ocean views. Slowly all the things we cherished began blending into something new. One conversation, one passing week, a little closer, a little deep. The calendar kept turning pages while our hearts rewrote the theme. Your favorite season, that's what I wanna be. The place you run to when the world feels colder than it seems. Your favorite season, a warmth you always know, like sunlight through the curtains or fresh December snow. No matter what the weather brings, no matter where you've been, I wanna be your favorite season again and again. Years may paint the trees in amber, years may cover fields in white, years may bring another summer, another springtime sky. Still I'll save a place beside me for the moments that we made, all those little changing seasons that taught our hearts to shifts with time, yet somehow feels familiar through all the changing skies. Your favorite season, the one you carry in your soul, like a photograph of happiness you'll never let go. Your favorite season, more than winter, spring, or fall, more than days upon a calendar, more than weather at all. A place where laughter lingers, a place where worries end, a place where two different stories learn how to blend. Your favorite season, that's what we've become. A beautiful horizon made from more than one. Your favorite season, still shining in my heart. You love the colors of October. I kept talking about July. Now all the seasons feel connected whenever you're by my side. Your favorite season. The sidewalk covered in petals, a fading afternoon sky. Funny how a simple street still lives inside my mind.
전투 시작.
Traffic moved in distant rhythm, somewhere beyond the trees, while sunlight slipped through branches, danced across the concrete. We talked about your favorite movies, we talked about impossible plans. Neither of us knew those moments would outlive the days we had. Pink and white along the pathway, tiny colors at our feet. The city felt a little slower, like it wanted us to keep walking through that general season without a finish line, leaving little traces of ourselves behind. Step by step, side by side, the hours drifted quietly through the light. Ordinary afternoon turned into something bright. The blooming sidewalk still stretches through my memory, covered in laughter, covered in sunlight, covered in you and me. The blooming sidewalk, more than flowers on a street. It's the place where simple moments became something I could keep. A road made out of memories of you I still recall. The blooming sidewalk. After all, now the years have kept on moving, new addresses, changing scenes, different trains and different skylines, different versions of our dreams. Yet sometimes when the spring returns and petals ride the breeze, I hear echoes of our footsteps hidden underneath the leaves. I remember all the details, the way your shadow crossed the road, the way the evening slowly cleared. Everything in gold, no grand celebration waiting, no dramatic final frame, just a beautiful collection of days without a name. Step by step, side by side, the hours drifted quietly through the light. One ordinary afternoon turned into something bright. Ooh, ooh, the blooming sidewalk still stretches through my memory, covered in laughter, covered in sunlight, covered in you and me. The blooming sidewalk, more than flowers on the street. It's the place where simple moments became something I could keep. A road made out of memories of you I still recall. The blooming sidewalk. faces disappear behind new buildings and years. Some stories fade softly into the atmosphere, yet a few remain untouched, no matter where we are. Like a photograph developing inside the heart. I can still see the colors, I can still hear the breeze, I can still find that sidewalk whenever I need peace. The blooming sidewalk running through the center of my life, where the smallest conversations still shine. The blooming sidewalk where the ordinary became art, where a passing season settled deep inside my heart. Though the flowers may have fallen, though the years may carry on, that walk keeps blooming somewhere long after spring is gone. The blooming sidewalk still leading me home.
예전보다 더 아픈데.
The blooming sidewalk still leading me home. A sidewalk covered in petals, a fading afternoon sky. Funny how a simple street can become alive. The blooming sidewalk.
The whisper moving through the air, a signal drifting through the blue. I didn't have the words back then, still something. Running through familiar streets with untied dreams and restless dreams. Collecting moments in my hands like they were scattered morning clues. The city lights flicker softly, reflected on the window glass. I felt a story pulling me somewhere beyond the present past. Names I hadn't heard me say, places I had never seen, yet they floated through my mind like scenes from an unfinished dream. A quiet spark inside my chest kept glowing through the ordinary days. I couldn't tell where it would lead. Then I saw the future way far beyond the crowd and noise, past the doubts I used to know. There was something calling out from a road I couldn't show. A silhouette of better days, standing where the skyline bends like an old forgotten friend. The way the future waved across the dark and through the haze, I could feel it from miles away, like sunlight breaking through a window pane. The way the future waved, turning questions into open gates. I followed that invisible trace, and my heart began to change. I remember the way the future waved. Late nights underneath the glow of apartment signs and passing trains, drawing maps inside my notebook, trying to connect the shapes. Some doors closed without a sound, some plans vanished with the wind. Still that feeling stayed alive beneath my skin. Friends were chasing different stars, time was moving fast somehow, yet a promise lingered softly just beyond the here and now. I caught reflections of tomorrow dancing on the river line, like the world was gently showing pieces of another life. Beyond the crowd and noise, past the doubts I used to know, there was something calling out from a road I couldn't show. A silhouette of better days, standing where the skyline bends like an old forgotten friend. The way the future waved across the dark and through the haze, I could feel it from miles away, like sunlight breaking through a window pane. The way the future waved, turning questions into open gates. I followed that invisible trace, and my heart began to change. I remember the way the future waved. Maybe it was hidden inside all the restless nights. Maybe it was waiting stars gathered and finally revealed the shape. I looked up and there it was, the dream I used to chase, already reaching back for me. The way the future waved, brighter than I ever could explain. All the roads that twisted through the rain led me to this place. The way the future waved, through the fear and through the way, giving hope a face and name before I knew its name. The way the future waved, like a lighthouse through the gray, like a promise carried by the wind and drifted away. I remember the way the future waved. The skyline feels familiar, now the distance feels close. I still think about that moment more than anybody knows. A small sign across the horizon, a giant motion I couldn't erase. The day tomorrow smiled at me, the way the future waits.
The room was quiet. The room was quiet. The light was pale. Then your smile walked in and changed the air. I used to think the morning had only one kind of blue. Same old cup beside the window, same old city coming through. Then you laughed across the table, soft enough to bend the light. Suddenly the ceiling lifted like the day had learned to fly. There was warmth inside the silence, there was gold along the wall. Something small became a shelter, something simple held it all. I couldn't name the feeling, so I let the moment stay. Your smile drew a little sunrise on an ordinary day. It wasn't loud, it didn't rush, it found the cold and warmed it up. A quiet spark, a tender style. I felt the shape of your smile. The shape of your smile has a temperature of spring. It melts the frost around my heart without saying anything. The shape of your smile turns the room into July, like sunlight resting on my hands, like stars learning how to shine. One look, one glow, and somehow I know the world feels kinder for a while inside the shape of your smile. You don't even try to change things, that's the strange and lovely part. You just stand there, being gentle, and repaint the tired dark. Rain taps lightly on the window, footsteps pass below the street. Still your smile becomes a blanket wrapped around the cold in me. I remember little details, how the shadows moved away, how my worries lost their edges, how the gray forgot to stay. There are poems in that curve, there are seasons in that light, there are places I can breathe in when the world gets loud at night. It wasn't loud, it didn't rush, it found the cold and warmed it up. A quiet spark, a tender style. I felt the shape of your smile. The shape of your smile has a temperature of spring. It melts the frost around my heart without saying anything. The shape of your smile turns the room into July, like sunlight resting on my hands, like stars learning how to shine. One look, one glow, and somehow I know the world feels kinder for a while inside the shape of your smile. Some smiles pass like headlights across a rainy road. Yours stays like a candle when the evening folds. Yours feels like a sweater left beside the door, like a note that says come home when I need it more. I don't need a perfect season, I day, just that quiet little sunrise waiting in your eyes. The shape of your smile keeps the winter far from me. It turns a fragile moment into something I can't keep. The shape of your smile writes a warmth across the night, like a soft and golden language only hearts can recognize. One look, one look, and wherever I go, I carry that gentle light. The shape of your smile, the shape of your smile still keeps the world bright. The shape of your smile. The room was quiet, the light was pale, then your smile walked in and changed the air. Now even when the day feels cold, I remember that warmth, the shape of your smile. Moonlight stretching on the river, silver lines that drift and bend. A quiet current keeps a secret
전투 시작.
carrying with us. I used to stand beside the map, watching fairies cross the space, listening to distant laughter, floating softly through the street. Clouds were moving slow above me, seagulls drawing shapes on me. I would wonder where those waters stand. Their afternoons were blue, things were hidden in reflections, slowly slipping under waves, while the shore held a silence. Time turning pages, something traveled farther than I could ever see. Through the rhythm of the water, toward a place meant to be. Across the water, shining underneath the stars, dripping through the midnight current, bridging where we are. Love written across the water, carved into the rolling blue, long before our hands could meet. It was finding you, a quiet line of destiny flowing through the dark. Love written across the water, beating heart to heart. On another shore, caught the colors of the dawn. Someone chased a dream away, while the morning carried on. Street lights fading into light, coffee, candlelight. Rocking near the clock, beneath familiar skies, days unfolded into seasons, leaves gave way to summer air. Still the river kept on moving, holding fragments everywhere. Through 1,000 unseen pathways, through the distance and the years, it gathered little pieces of our hopes and souvenirs. Something traveled farther than I could ever see. The rhythm of the water toward a place meant to be. A message formed in motion, a promise without a sound. Love written across the wall, shining underneath the stars, drifting through the midnight current, bridging where we are. Love written across the water, carved into the rolling blue, long before our hands could meet. It was finding you, a quiet line of destiny flowing through the dark. Love written across the water, beating heart to heart. It's the harbor where I live. The wind that crossed your city moves through my neighborhood. One sky above the river, one moon above the sea. Invisible connections right in history. What seemed like separate journeys, what seemed like distant roads, were meeting in the current more than either of us knew. Love written across the water, glowing where the waves unfold, turning simple moments into stories to be told. Love written across the water, painted on the tide, wading through the changing seas. As daylight, now I see the hidden language resting in the blue. All in the rhythm, I vibe with you. Love written across the water, still shines clear and true. At the time it's flying for me, stretching on the bridge. Silver lines begin to break. Yet the words remain unwritten. Love written across the water.
예상보다 더 아픈데.
Blue on a bicycle passing by, gold in the corner of the traffic light. A paper plane crossed the evening sky, then vanished into the fading white. I never thought those scattered scenes would meet inside the same frame. Yet somehow they were toward the same place. A girl was drawing flowers on a cafe. A musician played softly in an underground station. A taxi splash reflection across a puddle after rain. A dog chased drifting leaves along a quiet avenue. None of them belong together, still they lingered in my mind. Pieces floating through the air, waiting for the perfect time. Then your smile arrived like a brush across a canvas. And all those wandering moments found their color at once. Crimson through the city glow, silver in the midnight train, amber through the window glass, dancing with my name. Something hidden in the ordinary, stars shining through, like a secret picture slowly coming into view. A coincidence full of color, falling through the atmosphere, painting over empty spaces, making distant details clear. A coincidence full of color, turning strangers into stars, drawing lines between the moments that once seemed so far apart. Now the skyline feels alive, like I learned a brand new song. I can see the shades connecting where they all belong. Yeah. Morning carry different stories through the rhythm of the street. Someone laughing from a rooftop, someone humming to the beat. Old postcards in a bookstore, sunlight through a broken blind. Footsteps crossing intersections, leaving little sparks behind. Days kept moving without warning, pages turning on their own. Yet the smallest random detail built a world I hadn't known. Then another unexpected glance changed the angle of the light, and the city wore new colors for the rest of the night. Violet above the river line, rose beneath the neon sign. Shadows fading into hues I had never recognized. Something hidden in the ordinary started shining through, like a secret picture slowly coming. Coincidence full of color, falling through the atmosphere, painting over empty spaces, making distant details clear. A coincidence full of color, turning strangers into stars, drawing lines between the moments that once seemed so far apart. Now the skyline feels alive, like it learned a brand new song. I I can see the shades connecting where they all belong. Years from now, I might forget the weather, forget the songs that filled the air. Still I'll remember fragments, the bicycle, the paper plane, the puddle glowing after rain. Tiny moments drifting freely across a crowded world, finding one another without a map, without a plan. A coincidence full of color, spilling through the open sky, gathering forgotten stories as the seasons wander by. A coincidence full of color, floating through the heart of town, turning simple passing moments into something profound. And the picture keeps expanding, far beyond what I can trace. More shades arriving unexpectedly, filling up the space. A coincidence full of color, still unfolding as we go, like a masterpiece appearing one small brushstroke at a time. Blue on a bicycle passing by, gold in the corner of a traffic light. Funny how the smallest details can rewrite an entire night. A coincidence full of color, still shining in my mind.
The morning opened quietly, a window full of silver light. Nothing seemed different until something moved inside. The park was waking slowly beneath the sky of pale champagne. A bicycle crossed the pathway, leaving circles in my brain. The coffee shop on 7th Street played an old familiar song. Still there was something in the air telling me the day was wrong, or maybe right, I couldn't tell. The feeling lived between the lines, like a page turning by itself without a reason why. Your name arrived unexpectedly, like a color I had never seen, softly entering the picture, changing what the world could mean. A little shift, a little spark, a little light inside the dark. Something growing, petal by petal, inside my heart. The sound of new flowers rising through the atmosphere, like a secret melody only I could hear. The of silver light. Nothing seemed different until something bloomed inside. The sound of new flowers. Was guided by light. My heart keeps moving towards the light. The world moves as the moment flies. Faces fading as the hours pass. I keep searching through crowded streets for something that could carry me. Old photographs inside my room, silent echoes beneath the moon. Questions hanging in the air, unfinished stories everywhere. Then I grew up here from far away, soft as dream at the edge of day. Something in that gentle shine pulled a wandering soul in line. A spark beyond what eyes could see, open hidden doors in me. The road ahead began to clear as hope slowly reappeared. Shadows lost their way tonight. Clouds gave way to silver skies. The distance felt so small somehow. Standing in this moment now, a heart guided by light found its way through the darkest night, like a flame dancing in the breeze. You awaken something deep in me. A heart guided by light followed stars across the endless sky. Through the silence and the unknown, I discover where I belong. Morning painted gold on every wall, a different feeling in it all. Colors seem brighter than before, like the world had opened a hidden door. We walked beside the river bend, talking dreams without an end. Time moves softly, slow and free, like waves rolling toward the sea. Streetlights shimmered after dusk, a quiet beauty wrapped around us. The city sang a distant tune beneath the rising harvest moon. With each step the path grew clear, replacing doubt with something sincere. No map could show where we would go, yet my heart already knew. The horizon stretched beyond the blue, holding possibilities in view. A simple glance became a sign, leading me one step at a time. A heart guided by light found its way through the darkest night, like a flame dancing in the breeze. You awaken something deep in me. A heart guided by light followed stars across the endless sky. Through the silence and the unknown, I discover where I belong. When the seasons start to change and familiar roads rearrange, I will keep this glow alive, carry gently through the tide. The future waits beyond the dawn, new chapters waiting to be drawn. The light remains within my soul, a quiet force that makes me whole. No fear remains inside my mind. The answers came with perfect time. What once seemed far beyond my sight now shines clearly in the light. A heart guided by light turned a dream into real life, like sunrise breaking through the gray. You illuminated my way. A heart guided by light crossed the valleys and the heights, through uncertain days and nights. You became my northern light. Heart guided by light still believes in what it finds, holding faith beyond the years, growing stronger through the tears. City lights reflected on the rain. The road ahead no longer feels the same. A brighter world has come inside for a heart guided by light. Guided by light. Guided by light. Guided by light. My heart keeps moving toward the light.
The crosswalk flashed, the traffic rolled, a melody escaped a passing car. The evening moved without a clue. How close we already were. A newspaper tumbled down the sidewalk, caught inside a restless breeze. A street performer changed the rhythm under rows of amber trees. Someone missed the train by seconds, someone lingered for a call. Tiny changes shape the hours without announcing them at all. Clouds drifted over rooftops, shadows slid across the square. The city kept improvising little patterns in the air. Pieces shifted out of sequence, then returned with perfect grace, like invisible choreography. Pairing one familiar face, a turn pulse, a changing pace, a different route, a different day. Something playful crossed the timeline, leading us that way. The way serendipity danced through the corners of the night, spinning chance, painting wonder into life. The way serendipity danced, like a song without a plan, moving softly through the moment until our story began. One step, one glance, one beautiful circumstance. The way across town another morning, opened with a different view. Sunlight on an old apartment, coffee cooling by the news. A notebook resting on a table, half a dream between the lines. A schedule changed unexpectedly, shifting all the signs. Hours travel side by side without either of us knowing. Separate scenes inside the city, quietly growing. And the evening drew its curtain, and the pathways intertwined like two melodies discovering the same chorus at the right time. A turn, a pause, a change in pace, a different route, a different day. Something playful crossed the timeline, leading us that way. The way serendipity danced through the corners of the night, spinning chance into a rhythm, painting wonder into light. The way serendipity danced, like a song without a plan, moving softly through the moment until our story began. One step, one glance, one beautiful circumstance. The way serendipity danced. Maybe it twirled through station platforms, maybe it drifted through the rain, maybe it hid inside conversations we almost didn't make. Maybe it moved between the heartbeats, between the minutes on the clock, gathering scattered fragments until they finally locked. And there you were, like the final note of a melody searching for home. The way serendipity danced across the skyline after dark, turning ordinary evenings into pieces of art. The way serendipity danced through the currents of our lives, guiding little moments gently until they synchronize. Now the streets feel different, now the stars seem close enough. 1,000 quiet detours bloomed into something. Serendipity danced, still echoes when I smile, like a beautiful coincidence, waiting all the while. The crosswalk flashed, the traffic rolled, the city never understood what happened that night. The way serendipity danced. The train door closed, the green light jeans, a photograph slipped from a breeze. Somewhere beyond those little moments, the story quietly waited. I missed the bus on a winter afternoon, stood beneath the faded billboard in the cold, changed my route without a reason. Took a street I'd never known. A coffee shop was crowded, music spilled onto the road. Conversations drifted lightly like leaves in a gentle bicycle rang through the air.
힘을 보태라.
Tiny scenes kept rearranging without revealing why they were there. The world kept moving casually, unaware of what it planned, while invisible threads were gathering across a map of chance. One turn after another, one small delay at a time. Pieces finding places without announcing their design. Something was approaching, quiet as a distant song, closer than I realized all along. A smile at the end of chance, waiting where the story lands. After all the misconnections, after all the shifting plans, the smile at the end of chance, bright enough to change the frame. Suddenly the scattered moments started speaking the same language. 1,000 drifting fragments finally made sense in the smile at the end of chance. Yeah, years were filled with open roads, train stations, and changing skies. Yeah, names written on old receipts, dreams that moved with passing time. I carried unfinished questions through crowded nights and empty parks, watching reflections on the river, tracing patterns in the dark. Some doors open briefly, some disappeared before my eyes. Still I kept on walking forward without knowing what I'd find. Meanwhile another life was moving through its own collection of days, following separate constellations toward the very same place. One turn after another, one small delay at a time. Pieces finding places without announcing their design. Something was approaching, quiet as a distant song, closer than I realized all along. Smile at the end of chance, waiting where the story lands. After all the misconnections, after all the shifting plans, smile at the end of chance, bright enough to change the frame. Suddenly the scattered moments started speaking the same language. 1,000 drifting fragments finally made sense. Smile at the end of chance. If I could travel backwards through the chapters of time, I see the hidden pathways crossing through the lines. The train I almost boarded, street I chose that day, the rain that slowed my footsteps, the words I didn't say. None of them were wasted, none of them were gone. They were building this horizon long before the dawn. At the end of chance, turned ordinary into gold, painted warmth across the places that once felt unknown. Smile at the end of chance, lit the corners of my mind. Now the roads behind me shimmer with a different kind of light. All the random moments, all the days I still burning true. For some places disappear behind new buildings and years. Some stories fade softly into the atmosphere, yet a few remain untouched, no matter where we are. Like a photograph developing inside the heart. I can still see the colors, I can still hear the breeze, I can still find that sidewalk whenever I need peace. The blooming sidewalk running through the center of my life, where the smallest conversations still shine bright. The blooming sidewalk where the ordinary became art, where a passing season settled deep inside my heart. Though the flowers may have fallen, though the years may carry on, that road keeps blooming somewhere long after spring is gone. The blooming sidewalk still leading me home. The blooming sidewalk still leading me home. A sidewalk covered in petals, a fading afternoon sky.
가자. 넌 배워야 할 게 많다.
Funny how a simple street can become a lifetime. The blooming sidewalk.
I remember that horizon line, pain that gold across my eyes. Something in the sky, before I knew. First we moving through the air, a signal drifting through the blue. I didn't have the words, but still somehow I knew. Running through familiar streets with untied dreams and restless shoes, collecting moments in my hands like they were scattered morning clues. The city lights will flicker soft, reflecting on the rainy glass. I felt a story pulling me somewhere beyond the present. Names I hadn't learned to say, places I'd never seen, yet they floated through my mind like scenes from an unfinished dream. A quiet spark inside my chest kept glowing through the ordinary days. I couldn't tell where it would lead when I saw the future way far beyond the crowd and noise, past the doubts I used to know. There was something calling out from a road I couldn't show, a silhouette of better days, standing where the skyline bends like an old forgotten friend. The way the future waved across the dark and through the haze, I could feel it from miles away, like sunlight breaking through a window pane. The way the future waved, turning questions into open gates. I followed that invisible trace, and my heart began to change. I remember the way the future waved. Late nights underneath the glow of apartment signs and passing trains, drawing maps inside my notebook, trying to connect the shapes. Some doors closed without a sound, some plans vanished with the wind. Still that feeling stayed alive beneath my skin. Friends were chasing different stars, time was moving fast somehow, yet a promise lingered softly just beyond the here and now. I caught reflections of tomorrow dancing on the river line, like the world was gently showing pieces of another life. Beyond the crowd and noise, past the doubts I used to know, there was something calling out from a road I couldn't show, a silhouette of better days, standing where the skyline bends like an old forgotten friend. The way the future waved across the dark and through the haze, I could feel it from miles away, like sunlight breaking through a window pane. The way the future a shape. I looked up and there it was, the dream I used to chase, already reaching back for me. The way the future waved, brighter than I ever could explain. All the roads that twisted through the rain led me to this place. The way the future waved, through the fear and through the way, giving hope a face and name before I knew its name. The way the future waved, like a lighthouse through the gray, like a promise carried by the wind and never drifted away. I remember the way the future waved. Now the skyline feels familiar, now the distance feels close. I still think about that moment
전투
more than
시작.
anybody knows. A small sign across the horizon, it's an emotion I couldn't erase. The day tomorrow smiled at me, the way the future waved.
Same old cup beside the window, same old city. Across the table, soft enough to break away. Suddenly, the sea lifted like a day. There was warmth inside the silence. There was gold along the wall. Something small became a shelter. Something simple held it all. I couldn't name the feeling, so I let the moment stay. A smile drew a little sunrise on an ordinary day. It wasn't loud, it didn't rush. It found a cold and warmed it up. A quiet spark, a tender style. I felt the shape of your smile, the shape of your smile has a temperature of spring. It melts the frost around my heart without saying anything. The shape of your smile turned the room into July, like sunlight resting on my hands, like stars learning how to shine. One look, one glow, and somehow I know the world feels kind of for a while inside the shape of your smile. You didn't try to change things, that was me. Just stand there, being gentle and tired, dark, but talks lightly on the window. Footsteps pass below the snow. Still your smile becomes a blanket wrapped around me. I remember little details, how the shadows moved away, how my worries lost their edges, how the gray forgot to stay. There are poems in that curve, there are seasons in that light, there are places I can breathe in. When the world gets loud at night, it wasn't loud, it didn't rush. Found the cold and warmed it up. A quiet spark, a tender style. I felt the shape of your smile, the shape of your smile has a temperature of spring. It melts the frost around my heart without saying anything. The shape of your smile turns the room into July, like sunlight resting on my hands, like stars learning how to shine. One look, one glow, and somehow I know the world feels kinder for a while inside the shape of your smile. Some smiles pass like headlights across a rainy road. Yours stays like a candle when the evening falls. Yours feels like a sweater left beside the door, like a note that says come home when I need it more. I don't need a perfect season, I I don't need a cloudless sky, just that quiet little sunrise waiting in your eyes. The shape of your smile keeps the winter far from me. It turns a fragile moment into something I can't keep. The shape of your smile writes warmth across the night, like a soft and golden language only hearts can recognize. One look, one glow, and wherever I go, I carry that gentle light. The shape of your smile, still keeps the world bright. The room was quiet, the light was dead, and your smile walked in and changed the air. Feels cold. I remember that warmth, the shape of your smile. Yeah, yeah. Moonlight stretching on the river, silver lines that drift and bend. A quiet current keeps a secret, carrying us back. I used to stand beside the harbor, watching ferries cross the bay, listening to distant laughter, floating softly through. Clouds are moving slow above me, seagulls drawing shapes on me. I wonder where those waters spend their afternoons with me. Reflection stories slipping under waves, while the shoreline held its silence. Tides were turning pages, something traveled farther than the eye could ever see. Through the rhythm of the water toward a place meant to be. A message formed in motion, a promise without a sound. Love written across the water, shining underneath the stars, drifting through the midnight current, bridging where we are. Love written across the water, carved into the rolling blue. Long before our hands could meet, it was finding you. A quiet line of destiny flowing through the dark. Love written across the water, leading heart to heart. On another shore window, caught the colors of the dawn. Someone traced a dream in notebooks while the morning carried on. Street lights faded in the daylight, coffee steam began to rise. Boats were rocking near the docks, beneath familiar skies. Days unfolded into seasons, leaves gave way to summer air. Still the river kept on moving, holding fragments everywhere. Through 1,000 unseen pathways, through the distance and the years, it gathered little pieces of our hopes and souvenirs. Something traveled farther than I could ever see. Through the rhythm of the water toward a place meant to be. A message formed in motion, a promise without a sound. Love written across the water, shining underneath the stars, drifting through the midnight current, bridging where we are. Love written across the water, carved into the rolling blue. Long before our hands could meet, it was finding you. A quiet line of destiny flowing through the dark. Love written across the water, beating heart to heart. touched your shoreline, touched the harbor where I stood. The wind that crossed your city moved through my neighborhood. One sky above the river, one moon above the sea. Invisible connections writing history. What seemed like separate journeys, what seemed like distant roads, were meeting in the current more than either of us knew. Love written across the water, flowing where the waves unfold, turning simple moments into stories to be told. Love written across the water, painted on the evening tide, waiting through the changing sea. Patient as the light, I see the hidden language resting in the blue. All along the river, I arrive with you. Love written across the water still shines clear and true. A timeless final moment that will carry me to you. Stretching on a river, says a line begin to say. Yes, those words remain unbroken. Love written across the water. Blue on a price, passing by. Gold in the corner of the traffic light. Paper plane across the evening sky. Vanish into the fading white. Never thought those scattered scenes would be inside the same frame. Yet somehow they were heading towards the same place. A girl was drawing flowers on a cafe seat downtown. Musician played softly in an underground station. A taxi cab reflection across the puddle after rain. A dog chased drifting along a quiet avenue. None of them belong together. Still they lingered in my mind. Pieces floating through the air, waiting for the perfect time. Then the smile arrived like a brush across a canvas. And all those wandering moments found their paradise. Cruising through the city close to my train. And look through the window glass, dancing with my name. Something hidden in the ordinary started shining. Like a secret picture slowly coming into view. A coincidence full of color, falling through the atmosphere. Painting over empty spaces, making distant details clear. A coincidence full of color, strangers apart, drawing lines between the moments that once seemed so far apart. Now the skyline feeling alive, like a revelation. I can see the shades all week long. Yeah. Morning, very different stories through the rhythm of the streets. Someone lighting on the rooftop, someone humming to the beat. Old postcards in a book, summer through a broken blind. Faces crossing intersections, leaving little sparks behind. Days kept moving without warning, pages turning on their own. Yet the smallest random details build the world. And another unexpected news. Change the angle of the light in the city, warning colors for the uncertain night. Rose beneath the neon sign, shadows fading into hues I had never recognized. Something hidden in the ordinary started shining through, like a secret picture slowly coming. Coincidence full of color, falling through the atmosphere. Painting over empty spaces, making distant details clear. A coincidence full of color, turning strangers into stars, drawing lines between the moments that once seemed so far apart. Now the skyline feels alive, like it learned a brand new song. I can see the shades connecting where they all lead. Years from now, I might forget the weather, forget the song that filled the air. Still I'll remember fragments, the bicycle, the paper plane, the puddle going after rain. Tiny moments drifting freely across the crowded world, finding one another without a mess, without a plan. A coincidence full of color, spilling through the open sky, gathering forgotten stories as the seasons wander by. A coincidence full of color, floating through the heart of town, turning simple passing moments into something profound. And the picture keeps expanding far beyond what I can trace. More shades arriving unexpectedly, filling up the space. A coincidence full of color, still unfolding as we go, like a masterpiece appearing one small brushstroke. Yeah, on a bicycle passing by, floating down the traffic light. Funny how the smallest details can leave us in night. A coincidence full of color, still shining in my mind.
The morning opened quietly, a window full of silver light. Nothing seemed different until something moved inside. The park was waking slowly beneath the sky of pale champagne. A bicycle crossed the pathway, leaving circles in my brain. The coffee shop on 7th Street played an old familiar song. Still there was something in the air, telling me the day was wrong, or maybe right, I couldn't tell. The feeling lived between the lines, like a page turning by itself without a reason why. Your name arrived unexpectedly, like a color I had never seen, softly entering the picture, changing what the world could mean. A little shift, a little spark, a little light inside the dark, something growing, petal by petal, inside my heart. The sound of new flowers rising through the atmosphere, like a secret melody only I could hear. The sound of new flowers breaking through the winter ground, turning quiet thoughts into beautiful sounds. A feeling learning how to bloom without a warning sign. The sound of new flowers tonight. Days began to carry echoes of conversations in my head. Simple words became adventures long after they were said. Streetlights painted golden rivers across the dashboard after dark, and somehow all the ordinary started glowing from the start. I found myself smiling at nothing, watching clouds above the trains, collecting little pieces of moments I couldn't explain. There was music in the distance, there was sunlight in the rain, there was something opening gently, calling out my name. A little shift, a little spark, a little light inside the dark, something growing, petal by petal, inside my heart. Voice inside my room, silent echoes beneath the moon. Questions hanging in the air like unfinished stories everywhere. Then a glow appeared from far away, soft as dawn at the edge of day. Something in that gentle shine pulled one day so night. Spark beyond what eyes could see. Open hidden doors in me. The road ahead began to clear as hope slowly reappeared. Shadows lost their way tonight. Clouds gave way to silver skies. The distance felt so small somehow. Standing in this moment, a heart guided by light found its way through the darkest night, like a flame dancing in the breeze. You awaken something deep in me, a heart guided by light. Follow stars across the endless sky. Through the silence and the unknown, I discover where I belong. Morning green and golden every wall, a different feeling in it all. Colors seem brighter than before, like the world had opened a hidden door. We walk beside the riverbend, talking dreams without an end. Time moves softly, slow and free, like waves rolling toward the sea. Streetlights shimmered after dusk, a quiet beauty wrapped around us. The city sang a distant tune beneath the rising harvest moon. With each step the path grew clear, replacing doubt with something sincere. No map could show where we would go, yet my heart already knew. The horizon stretched beyond the blue, holding possibilities in view. A simple glance became a sign, leading me one step at a time. A heart guided by light found its way through the darkest night, like a flame dancing in the breeze. You awaken something deep in me, a heart guided by light. Follow stars across the endless sky. Through the silence and the unknown, I discover where I belong. When the seasons start to change and familiar roads rearrange, I will keep this glow alive, carry it gently through the tide. The future waits beyond the dawn, new chapters waiting to be drawn. The light remains within my soul, a quiet force that makes me whole. No fear remains inside my mind. The answers came with perfect time. What once seemed far beyond my sight now shines clearly in the light. A heart guided by light turned a dream into real life, like sunrise breaking through the gray. You illuminated my way. Heart guided by light, cross the valleys and the heights, through uncertain days and nights. You became my northern light. Heart guided by light still believes in what it finds, holding faith beyond the years, growing stronger through the tears. City lights reflected on the rain. The road ahead no longer feels the same. A brighter world has come inside for a heart guided by light. Guided by light. Guided by light. Guided by light. My heart keeps moving toward the light.
The crosswalk flashed, the traffic rolled, a melody escaped a passing car. The evening moved without a clue. How close we already were. A newspaper tumbled down the sidewalk, caught inside a restless breeze. A street performer changed a rhythm under rows of amber trees. Someone missed a train by seconds, someone lingered for a call. Tiny changes shape the hours without announcing them at all. Clouds drifted over rooftops, shadows slid across the square. The city kept improvising, little patterns in the air. Pieces shifted out of sequence, then returned beautiful choreography, preparing one familiar face. A turn, a pause, a change in pace, a different route, a different day. Something playful crossed the timeline, leading us that way. The way serendipity danced through the corners of the night, spinning chance into a rhythm, painting wonder into light. The way serendipity danced like a song without a plan, moving softly through the moment until our story began. One step, one glance, one beautiful circumstance. The way serendipity danced across town. Another morning opened with a different view, sunlight on an old apartment, coffee cooling by the news, a notebook resting on a table, half a dream between the lines. A schedule changed unexpectedly, shifting all the signs. Hours travel side by side without either of us knowing, separate scenes inside the city, quietly growing. Then the evening drew its curtain and the pathways intertwined like two melodies discovering the same chorus at the right time. A turn, a pause, a change in pace, a different route, a different day. Something playful crossed the timeline, leading us that way. The way serendipity danced through the corners of the night, spinning chance into a rhythm, painting wonder into light. The way serendipity danced like a song without a plan, moving softly through the moment until our story began. One step, one glance, one beautiful circumstance. The way serendipity danced. Maybe it twirled through station platforms, maybe it drifted through the rain, maybe it hid inside conversations we almost didn't make. Maybe it moved between the heartbeats, between the minutes on the clock, gathering scattered fragments until they finally locked. And there you were, like the final note of a melody searching for home. The way serendipity danced across the skyline after dark, turning ordinary evenings into pieces of art. The way serendipity danced through the currents of our lives, guiding little moments gently until they synchronize. Now the streets feel different, now the stars seem close enough. 1,000 quiet detours bloomed into something. Serendipity danced still echoes when I smile, like a beautiful coincidence, waiting all the while. The crosswalk flashed, the traffic rolled, the city never understood what happened that night. The way serendipity danced. The train door closed, the green light jeans, a photograph slipped from a breeze. Somewhere beyond those little moments, a story quietly waited. I missed the bus on a winter afternoon, stood beneath the faded billboard in the cold, changed my route without a reason. Took a street I'd never known, a coffee shop was crowded, music spilled onto the road, conversations drifted lightly like leaves in a gentle flow. A stranger dropped a magazine, a bicycle rang through the air. Tiny scenes kept rearranging without revealing why they were there. The world kept moving casually, unaware of what it planned, while invisible threads were gathering across a map of chance. One turn after another, one small delay at a time, pieces finding places without announcing their design. Something was approaching, quiet as a distant song, closer than I realized all along. The smile at the end of chance, waiting where the story lands. After all the misconnections, after all the shifting plans, to change the frame. Suddenly the scattered moments started speaking the same language. 1,000 drifting fragments finally made sense in the smile at the end of chance. Yeah, years were filled with open roads, train stations, and changing skies. Yeah, names written on old receipts, dreams that moved with passing time. I carried unfinished questions through crowded nights and empty parks, watching reflections on the river, tracing patterns in the dark. Some doors open briefly, some disappeared before my eyes. Still I kept on walking forward without knowing what I'd find. Meanwhile another life was moving through its own collection of days, following separate constellations toward the very same place. One turn after another, one small delay at a time. Pieces finding places without announcing their design. Something was approaching, quiet as a distant song, closer than I realized all along. Smile at the end of chance, waiting where the story lands. After all the misconnections, after all the shifting plans, a smile at the end of chance, bright enough to change the frame. Suddenly the scattered moments started speaking the same language. 1,000 drifting fragments finally made sense in the smile at the end of chance. If I could travel backward through the chapters left behind, I'd see the hidden pathways crossing through the lines. The train I almost boarded, the street I chose that day, the rain that slowed my footsteps, the words I didn't say. None of them were wasted, none of them were gone. They were building this horizon long before the dawn. Smile at the end of chance, turned ordinary into gold, painted warmth across the places that once felt unknown. The smile at the end of chance lit the corners of my mind. Now the roads behind me shimmer with a different kind of light. All the random moments, all the days I couldn't read, bloom into a picture far beyond what I believed. The smile at the end of chance still shines through the years, like the answer hidden softly inside a trail of souvenirs. A train door closed, the green light changed. Funny how 1,000 little moments can guide two hearts to the same place at the same time. The smile at the end of chance. Far beyond the harbor lights, beyond the edge of what we know, a quiet beam was drawing circles across the midnight blue. There were nights I drifted aimlessly, following reflections on the waves, chasing distant constellations through unfamiliar space. The ocean carried restless questions, the wind rewrote my plans. I watched horizons move like paintings, slipping through my hands. Then your voice arrived like steady light, breaking through the haze, not asking where I've been before, just helping me find my way. And somewhere in that moment, the darkness lost its claim. One light across the water, one signal through the storm, one heart reaching farther, keeping another warm. Lighthouse for two, shining through the changing tide. When the night grows deep, when the stars hide away, you're the light I find. Lighthouse for two, guiding me and guiding you. Side by side, we learn how to cross the waves through the shades of blue. A beacon built by trust. Lighthouse for two. Breeze rode across the coastline, summer gold to winter gray. Still the light remained between us, steady through the day. Sometimes you carried my worries, sometimes I carried yours, holding fragile pieces carefully until they weren't anymore. Old fears faded with the distance, like footprints near the sea. And all the roads that once felt lonely opened gradually. The world kept turning without answers, yet we found enough inside the glow we built together out of hope and love. One light across the water, one signal through the storm, one heart reaching farther, keeping another warm. Lighthouse for two, shining through the changing tide. When the night grows deep, when the stars hide away, you're the light I find. Lighthouse for two, guiding me and guiding you. Side by side, we learn how to cross the waves through the shades of blue. A beacon built by trust. Lighthouse for two. Ships may wander, clouds may gather, winds may shift without a warning. Still the lantern keeps on glowing through the quiet, through the morning. And if one of us feels lost, the other lifts the flame a little brighter, a little higher, calling out the name. Lighthouse for two, standing where the sea meets sky. Through the changing years, through the turning world, still a constant light. Lighthouse for two, more than something we can see. It's the faith we built together in the spaces in between. No matter where the current takes us, no matter what we sail through, the light will always lead us home, because it shines in me and you. Lighthouse for two. Lighthouse for two.
전투가 임박했다.
Still burning
5,
true.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Far beyond the harbor,
전투 시작.
edge of what we know. Two hearts became a
승리까지 절반 남았다. 적이 크게 약해졌다.
The season faded.
그대의 힘을 인정한다.
The summer destiny sent, and I found you. Sunset colors on the waterfront, shadows dancing while the hours run. You were laughing at a passing joke. I remember every word you spoke. Ice cream melting in the heat, footprints fading near the beach. Nothing felt planned at all, yet somehow fate answered the call. We talked until the city lights started glowing through the night. Street musicians played nearby as stars awakened in the sky. I never knew a single glance could quietly begin the chance to change the rhythm of my days and pull my heart a different way. The season whispered through the air, a feeling floating everywhere, like a page turning on its own, leading somewhere still unknown. You were the summer destiny sun, a beautiful story, spark inside the golden haze, shining through the longest days. You were the summer destiny sent, a dream with perfect timing, meant like moonlight resting on the sea. You found your way to me, morning coffee by the train station, small adventures without destination, photographs we never planned, memories written hand in hand. Rain arrived one afternoon, silver clouds covered the moon, still we stayed beneath one shade, watching reflections vibrations softly sway. The world kept spinning all around, yet peace was all that I found. Whenever you were next to me, life felt lighter naturally. The nights grew deeper as we spoke, sharing wishes, sharing hope. The summer air around our skin felt like where our story should begin. The stars above seemed so sincere, drawing constellations near, as if the sky already knew I was meant to meet you. You were the summer destiny sent, a beautiful story heaven lent, a spark inside the golden haze, shining through the longest days. You were the summer destiny sent, a dream with perfect timing meant, like moonlight resting on the sea. You found your way to me. Years may travel down the road, seasons change and rivers flow. Still, I'll keep this chapter bright, like a lantern in the night. The warmth remains inside my chest, a treasured moment at its best. When summer changed my point of view, the day the world revealed you. You were the summer destiny sent, a gift beyond coincidence, a light that colored all my skies, reflected in your eyes. You were the summer destiny sent, the answer hidden in the wind, a melody I still believe, a reason not to leave. You were the summer destiny sent, the memory time cannot prevent. Through every dawn that comes anew, my heart returns to you. Golden light across the avenue, late July still leads me back to you. The season faded from the view, but left a dream that still feels true. The summer destiny sent, the summer destiny sent, and I found you. Straight back into watercolor, cities fading out of view. My feet still touch the pavement, yet somehow I'm floating with you. The traffic hum becomes a lullaby, storefront reflections drift like streams. Neon signs melt into the evening, softly dissolving at the seams. A crowded train rolls through the station, still I barely hear the sound. Your voice turns all the noise to distance, like gravity left town. People hurry through their stories, calendars keep chasing time. Meanwhile we're spending somewhere between a heartbeat and a skyline. The air feels lighter around us, the clouds seem close enough to hold, and the ordinary world below looks smaller than before. Slow motion in the atmosphere, a quiet rush inside my chest. One look from you and suddenly the sky becomes a place to rest. Cloud number 9, that's where I go when you're around. Above the rush, above the noise, above the weight that pulls me down. Cloud number 9, where the horizon opens wide. The stars stay awake, the moon leans close, and all my worries lose their size. A little higher, a little brighter, whenever you arrive. Cloud number 9. Coffee cups and conversation, morning sunlight through the glass. We talk about impossible things and somehow make them last. A song escapes a corner speaker, dancing lightly through the room. The day forgets its usual limits and starts to bloom. I lose track of all the numbers, I lose track of all the plans. Hours drift like paper lanterns, carried by invisible hands. The world keeps turning somewhere else, yet here the rhythm feels brand Just one look from you and suddenly the sky becomes a place to rest. Cloud number 9, that's where I go when you're around. Above the rush, above the noise, above the weight that pulls me down. Cloud number 9, where the horizon opens wide. The stars stay awake, the moon leans close, and all my worries lose their size. A little higher, a little brighter, whenever you arrive. Cloud number 9, maybe happiness sounds like this, a laugh hanging softly in the air. Maybe magic looks like this, your reflection everywhere. No countdown clocks, no racing hands, no pressure from the passing days, just floating through a silver sky, wrapped inside this haze. And I don't need to understand it, I just wanna stay. Cloud number 9, place your smile creates tonight, a painted sky of amber gold and endless light. Cloud number 9, where dreams and daylight intertwine, where simple moments turn to treasures hidden in plain sight. Higher than the rooftops, far beyond the doubts I've known, you make the universe feel closer. You make this feeling home. Cloud number 9, cloud number 9, still shining in my mind. Street lights blur into watercolor, the city's fading out of view. My feet still touch the pavement, yet somehow I'm floating with you. Cloud number 9. Yeah. Yeah. Gray morning on the window pane, slow traffic underneath the clouds. The day moved quietly, without a headline, without a sound. A coffee cup beside my notebook, half a song I couldn't finish. People passing through the station, faces fading in a minute. The sky hung low above the city, buildings dressed in shades of stone. Hours drifted through the background like a film playing alone. I checked the time, I checked the weather, watched reflections on a train. Nothing seemed unusual, nothing called my name. Then somewhere in the middle of an ordinary scene, something changed the atmosphere without being seen. A single hello crossed the distance, soft as light through a curtain. A simple phrase, yet somehow the whole world started turning. The color of your voice spilled across my afternoon. Pain rolled on silent corners, bringing flowers into bloom. The color of your voice moved through shadows on the street, turning quiet into music with a melody so sweet. One so far away tonight. One small conversation turned the world into the color of your voice.
You folded up a silly line, sent it flying through the room. I caught it with a crooked smile, like trouble where it started with a joke too small to live inside of me. A paper plane across the hall with nonsense written secretly. You said the moon looked done and good, said the stars were funny lately. Then laughter spilled between us like coins across a dinner plate. We traded little useless facts, favorite snacks and movie lines. You made my quiet afternoon forget it had a closing time. No thunder in the ceiling, no fireworks above, just folded paper in the air, learning how to turn to love. One joke leaned into another, one grin stayed after dark, one message crossed the silence and landed near my heart. Paper planes and us flying low above the dust. What began as playful words became a place I chose. Paper planes and us, no map inside the wind, just a laugh that found a window and invited me in. We were tossing little stories like they weighed almost nothing. Now I hold them like a promise. Paper planes and us. Your name began to show up in the rhythm of my day, between the cattle and the sunrise, between the songs I played. I saved your strange dreams, inside my heart. Somehow your random thoughts made everywhere feel less alone. We built a tiny language out of typos and replies, half sarcasm, half sweetness, a soft disguise. Then one night the joke got quiet and the room began to glow. You asked me what I wish for, I said I think you know. One joke leaned into another, one grin stayed after dark, one message crossed the silence
예상보다 더 아픈데.
and landed near my heart. Paper planes and us flying low above the dust. What began as playful words became a place I trust. Paper planes and us, no map inside the wind, just a laugh that found a window and invited me in. We were tossing little stories like they weighed almost nothing. Now I hold them like a promise. Paper planes and us. Oh, yeah, oh. Look at us now, still laughing at the first thing you said. That ridiculous line that made no sense. Maybe love can start folded, maybe hearts can learn flight. Maybe one small paper wing can cross the whole sky. I never saw it coming, that was the charm. A joke in the air, then your hand in my palm. Paper planes and us, rising higher than before. From a sentence tossed for fun to a light behind the door. Paper planes and us, still circling the room, with our names between the creases and our laughter in bloom. What we thought was passing by became the story we keep. A little paper miracle that learned how to breathe. Paper planes and us. Paper planes and us.
칼자루 좀 모으셨습니까?
You
그럼
folded up a
제대로
silly
쳐도
line.
관심 가는
I caught
물건이
it like
없다고요?
a sign.
정말
Now
그럴까요?
the smallest joke we ever made still flies
잘
across
쓰십시오.
my mind. Paper planes and us. The clock struck softly after midnight. Street lights painted silver lines. Something in the air felt different, like a missing piece had arrived. There were seasons full of questions, half-finished dreams upon my shelf. Maps with circles drawn in pencil, leading somewhere beyond myself. I watched trains leave through station windows, chased horizons through the rain, filled journals with uncertain endings, trying to explain the unexplained. Some mornings felt like static, some nights blurred into blue. I kept gathering little fragments without knowing what they would do. Yet somewhere beneath the chaos, a pattern slowly grew. Silent gears were turning far beyond my sight. Tiny moments shifting into place that night. What once felt disconnected began to draw a line. The day everything aligned, like stars returning to their places, like dawn arriving right on time. The day everything aligned, all the scattered roads behind me formed a clear and shining sign. Pieces from 1,000 chapters suddenly combined. I found meaning in the spaces the day everything aligned. A conversation at a crosswalk, a song escaping from a car, a message that arrived unexpectedly from someone never far. Old photographs look different when I held them to the light. Small details gain new colors under a clearer sky. Dreams I almost abandoned step back into the frame. Doors I thought were long forgotten opened with my name. The future felt familiar, like a place I'd seen before, standing quietly beside me at an open door. Silent gears were turning far beyond my sight. Tiny moments shifted into place that night. What once felt disconnected began to draw a line. The day everything aligned, like stars returning to their places, like dawn arriving right on time. The day everything aligned, all the scattered roads behind me formed a clear and shining sign. Pieces from 1,000 chapters suddenly combined. I found meaning in the spaces the day everything aligned. I can trace the hidden pathways, looking backward through the years. All the pauses, all the detours, all the laughter, all the tears. Threads I never noticed, woven through the days, building something beautiful in invisible ways. A picture kept expanding outside my point of view, until the whole horizon finally came into view. The day everything aligned, the clouds gave way to color, the distance came alive. The day everything aligned, the unanswered questions settled like birds across the sky. The moments I once doubted now shine with quiet light. The roads that seemed uncertain led exactly where they should. The story kept unfolding better than I understood. The day everything aligned still echoes in my mind. The clock struck softly after midnight. Street lights painted silver lines, and somewhere in that silence, the pieces found each other. The day everything aligned. Yeah. Yeah. You love the colors of October. I kept talking about July. Funny how two different skies could meet beneath the same night. You carried autumn in your pockets, golden leaves and cooling air. I chased long sunsets by the ocean, salt and sunlight everywhere. You differences like they were part of the game. Trading little pieces of ourselves whenever we met again. Neither one of us imagined what time would slowly do, how the seasons would start changing inside me and inside you. One conversation, one passing, a little closer, little deep. The calendar kept turning pages while our hearts rewrote the theme. Your favorite season, that's what I wanna be. The place you run to when the world feels colder than it seems. Your favorite season, a warmth you always know, like sunlight through the curtains or fresh December snow. No matter what the weather brings, no matter where you've been, I wanna be your favorite season again and again. Spring arrived without announcing, cherry colors in the park. We spent hours chasing shadows till the city turned to stars. Then came nights beside the river, watching reflections drift away. Learning how to share our silence, learning what we didn't say. The months moved softly around us, changing scenery and light. Yet somehow all those different landscapes led us to the same site. I started loving rainy mornings, you started loving ocean views. Slowly all the things we cherished began blending into something. One conversation, one passing week, a little closer, little deep. The calendar kept turning pages while our hearts rewrote the theme. Your favorite season, what I wanna be. The place you run to when the world feels colder than it seems. Your favorite season, a warmth you always know, like sunlight through the curtains or fresh December snow. No matter what the weather brings, no matter where you've been, I wanna be your favorite season again and again. Years may paint the trees in amber, years may cover fields in white, years may bring another summer, another springtime sky. Still I'll save a place beside me for the moments that we made. All those little changing seasons that taught our hearts to stay. Maybe love is simply this, a home that shifts with time, yet somehow feels familiar through all the changing skies. Your favorite season, the one you carry in your soul, like a photograph of happiness you'll never let go. Your favorite season, more than winter, spring, or fall, more than days upon a calendar, more than weather at all. A place where laughter rings, a place where reason, a place where two different stories learn how to blend. Your favorite season, that's what we become. A beautiful horizon made from more than one. Your favorite season still shining in my heart. You love the colors of October, I kept talking about July. Now all the seasons feel connected whenever you're by my side. Your favorite season. The sidewalk covered in petals, fading afternoon sky. Funny how a simple street still lives inside my mind. how sunlight slipped through branches and danced across the concrete. You talked about your favorite movies, I talked about impossible plans. Neither of us knew those moments would outlive the days we had. Pink and white along the pathway, tiny colors at our feet. The city felt a little slower, like it wanted us to keep walking through that gentle season without a finish line, leaving little traces of ourselves behind. Step by step, side by side, the hours drifted quietly through the light. One ordinary afternoon turned into something bright. The blooming sidewalk still stretches through my memory, covered in sunlight. The blooming sidewalk, more than flowers on a street. It's the place where simple moments became something I could keep. A road made out of memories of you I still recall. The blooming sidewalk. After all, the years have kept on moving, new addresses, changing scenes, different trains and different skylines, different versions of our dreams. Yet sometimes when the spring turns, petals ride the breeze, I hear echoes of our footsteps hidden underneath the leaves. I remember all the details, the way your shadow crossed the road, the way the evening slowly painted everything in gold. No grand celebration waiting, no dramatic final frame, just a beautiful collection of days without a name. By step, side by side, the hours drifted quietly through the light. One ordinary afternoon turned into something bright. Ooh, ooh, The blooming sidewalk still stretches through my memory, covered in laughter, covered in sunlight, covered in you and me. The blooming sidewalk, more than flowers on a street. It's the place where simple moments became something I could keep. A road made out of memories of you I still recall. The blooming sidewalk. After all, some places disappear behind new buildings and years. Some stories fade softly into the atmosphere, yet a few remain untouched, no matter where we are. Like a photograph developing inside the heart, I can still see the colors, I can still hear the breeze, I can still find that sidewalk whenever I need peace. The blooming sidewalk, running through the center of my life, where the smallest conversations still shine bright. The blooming sidewalk, where the ordinary became art, where a passing season settled deep inside my heart. Though the flowers may have fallen, though the years may carry on, that road keeps blooming somewhere long after spring is gone. The blooming sidewalk, still leading me. The blooming sidewalk, still leading me home. The sidewalk covered in petals, a fading afternoon sky. Funny how a simple street can become a lifetime. The blooming sidewalk.
signal drifting through the blue. I didn't have the words back then, still somehow I knew. Running through familiar streets with untied dreams and restless shoes. Collecting moments in my hands like they were scattered morning clues. The city lights would flicker soft, reflecting on the rainy glass. I felt a story pulling me somewhere beyond the present path, yeah. Names I hadn't learned to say, places I had never seen, yet they floated through my mind like scenes from an unfinished dream. A quiet spark inside my chest kept glowing through the ordinary days. I couldn't tell where it would lead. Then I saw the future way far beyond the crowd and noise, past the doubts I used to know. There was something calling out from a road I couldn't show, a silhouette of better days, standing where the skyline bends like an old forgotten friend. The way the future waved across the dark and through the haze, I could feel it from miles away, like sunlight breaking through a window pane. The way the future waved, turning questions into open gates. I followed that invisible trace, and my heart began to change. I remember the way the future waved. Late nights underneath the glow of apartment signs and passing trains, drawing maps inside my notebook, trying to connect the shapes. Some doors closed without a sound, some plans vanished with the wind. Still that feeling stayed alive beneath my skin. Friends were chasing different stars, time was moving fast somehow, yet a promise lingered softly just beyond the here and now. I caught reflections of tomorrow dancing on the river line, like the world was gently showing pieces of another life. Beyond the crowd and noise, past the doubts I used to know, there was something calling out from a road I couldn't show, a silhouette of better days, standing where the skyline bends like an old forgotten friend. The way the future waved across the dark and through the haze, I could feel it from miles away, like sunlight breaking through a window pane. The way the future waved, turning questions into open gates. I followed that invisible trace, and my heart began to change. I remember the way the future waved. Maybe it was hidden inside all the restless nights. Maybe it was waiting just outside the edge of sight. A melody unfinished, a photograph without a frame. Then one day the pieces gathered and finally revealed the shape. I looked up and there
전투
it was,
시작.
the dream I used to chase. Already reaching back for the way the future was, brighter than I ever could explain. All the roads that twisted through the rain led me to this place. The future, through the fear and through the way, giving hope of facing me before I knew its name. The way the future, like a lighthouse through the gray, like a promise carried by the wind that never drifted away.
Something inside the silence. There was gold along the wall. Something small became a shelter. Something simple held it all. I couldn't make me feel it, so I let the moment stay. A smile drew a little sunrise. On an ordinary day, it wasn't loud, it didn't rush. I found the cold and warmed it up. A quiet spark, a tender style. I felt the shape of your smile. The shape of your smile has a temperature of spring. It melts the frost around my heart without saying anything. The shape of your smile turns the room into July. Like sunlight resting on my hands and stars learning how to shine. One look, one glow, and somehow I know the world feels kind of for a while inside the shape of your smile. You don't even try to change things. That's the strange and lovely part. You just stand there, being gentle and repeat how the dark rain taps like footsteps pass below the street. Still your smile becomes a blanket wrapped around the cold. I remember little details, how the shadows moved away, how my worries lost their edges, how the gray forgot to stay. There are poems in that curve, there are seasons in that light, there are places I can breathe in. When the world gets loud at night, it wasn't loud, it didn't rush. It found the cold and warmed it up. A quiet spark, a tender style. I felt the shape of your smile. The shape of your smile has a temperature of spring. It melts the frost around my heart without saying anything. The shape of your smile turns the room into July. Like sunlight resting on my hands, like stars learning how to shine. One look, one glow, and somehow I know the world feels kinder for a while inside the shape of your smile. Some smiles pass like headlights across a rainy road. Yours stays like a candle when the evening folds. Yours feels like a sweater left beside the door, like a note that says come home when I need you home. I don't need a perfect season, I don't need a cloudless sky, just that quiet little sun waiting in your eyes. The shape of your smile keeps the winter far from me. It turns a fragile moment into something I can keep. The shape of your smile writes a warmth across the night, like a soft and golden language only hearts can recognize. One look, one glow, and wherever I go, I carry that gentle light. The shape of your smile, the shape of your smile still keeps my world bright. The shape of your smile. The room was quiet, the light was pale, and your smile walked through and changed the air. Now even when the day feels cold, I remember that warmth, the shape of your smile. Floating softly through the gray. Clouds were moving slow above me, seagulls drawing shapes on blue. I would wonder where those waters spent their afternoons with you. Names were hidden in reflection, stories sleeping under waves, while the shoreline held its silence. Tides were turning pages, some farther than the eye could ever see. Through the rhythm of the water toward a place meant to be. A message formed in motion, a promise without a sound. Love written across the water, shining underneath the stars, drifting through the midnight current, bridging where we are. Love written across the water, carved into the rolling blue, long before our hands could meet. It was finding you, a quiet line of destiny flowing through the dark. Love written across the water, leading heart to heart. On another shore window, caught the colors of the dawn. Someone traced a dream in notebooks while the morning carried on. Street lights faded in the daylight, coffee steam began to rise. Boats were rocking near the docks beneath familiar skies. Days unfolded into seasons, leaves gave way to summer air. Still the river kept on moving, holding fragments everywhere. Through 1,000 unseen pathways, through the distance and the years, it gathered little pieces of our hopes and souvenirs. Something traveled farther than the eye could ever see. Through the rhythm of the water toward a place meant to be. A message formed in motion, a promise without a sound. Love written across the water, shining underneath the stars, drifting through the midnight current, bridging where we are. Love written across the water, carved into the rolling blue, long before our hands could meet. It was finding you, a quiet line of destiny flowing through the dark. Love written across the water, leading heart to heart. The rain that touched your shoreline touched the harbor where I stood. The wind that crossed your city moved through my neighborhood. One sky above the river, one moon above the sea. Invisible connections writing history. What seemed like separate journeys, what seemed like distant roads, were meeting in the current more than either of us knew. Love written across the water, glowing where the waves unfold, turning simple moments into stories to be told. Love written across the water, painted on the evening tide, waiting through the changing seasons, patient as the light. Now I see the hidden language resting in the blue. All along the river knew I'd arrive with you. Love written across the water still shines clear and true. A timeless line upon the waves that carry me to you. Moonlight stretching on the river, silver lines begin to fade, yet the words remain unbroken. Love written across the water. Blue on a bicycle passing by, gold in the corner of a traffic light. A paper plane crossed the evening sky, then vanished into the fading white. I never thought those scattered scenes would meet inside the same frame. Yet somehow they were heading toward the same place. A girl was drawing flowers on a cafe receipt downtown. A musician played softly near an underground station. A taxi splashed reflections across a puddle after rain. A dog chased drifting leaves along a quiet avenue. None of them belonged together, still they lingered in my mind. Pieces floating through the air, waiting for the perfect time. Then your smile arrived like a brush across a canvas, and all those wandering moments found their color at once. Crimson through the city glow, silver in the midnight train, amber through the window glass, dancing with my name. Something hidden in the ordinary started shining through, like a secret picture slowly coming into view. A coincidence full of color falling through the atmosphere, painting over empty spaces, making distant details clear. A coincidence full of color, turning strangers into stars, drawing lines between the moments that once seemed so far apart. Now the skyline feels alive, like it learned a brand new song. I can see the shades connecting where they all belong. Yeah. Morning carried different stories through the rhythm of the street. Someone laughing from a week, someone walking through the streets. Old postcards in a book, through a broken line. Footsteps crossing intersections, leaving little sparks behind. Days kept moving without warning, pages turning on their own. Yet the smallest random details built a world I hadn't known. Then another unexpected glance changed the angle of the light, and the city wore new colors for the rest of the night. Violet above the river line, rose beneath the neon sign. Shadows fading into hues I had never recognized. Something hidden in the ordinary
넌 배워야 할 게
shining
많다.
through, like a secret picture slowly coming. Coincidence full of color falling through the atmosphere, painting over empty spaces, making distant details clear. A coincidence full of color, turning strangers into stars, drawing lines between the moments that once seemed so far apart. Now the skyline feels alive, like it learned a brand new song. I can see the shades connecting where they all belong. Years from now, I might forget the weather, forget the songs that filled the air. Still I'll remember fragments, the bicycle, the paper plane, the puddle glowing after rain. Tiny moments drifting freely across a crowded world, finding one another without a map, without a plan. A coincidence full of color, spilling through the open sky, gathering forgotten stories as the seasons wander by. A coincidence full of color, floating through the heart of town, turning simple passing moments into something profound. And the picture keeps expanding far beyond what I can trace. More shades arriving unexpectedly, filling up the space. A coincidence full of color, still unfolding as we go, like a masterpiece appearing one small brushstroke at a time. Blue on a bicycle passing by, gold in the corner of a traffic light. Funny how the smallest details can lose like an entire night. A coincidence full of color, still shining in my mind.
The morning opened quietly, a window full of silver light. Nothing seemed different until something moved. was a moments I couldn't explain. There was music in the distance, there was sunlight in the rain. There was something opening gently, calling out my name. A little shift, a little spark, a little light inside the dark. Something growing, petal by petal, inside my heart. The sound of new flowers rising through the atmosphere, like a secret melody only I could hear. The sound of new flowers breaking through the winter ground, turning quiet thoughts into beautiful sounds. A feeling learning how to bloom without a warning sign. The sound of new flowers tonight. I used to think emotions arrive like summer storms, sudden and impossible, too bright to ignore. Then you show me something different, something so untrue, like a garden opening softly under skies of blue. No thunder, no fireworks, just petals finding light. And suddenly the world felt wide. The sound of new flowers floating through the evening breeze, painting colors on the corners of forgotten memories. The sound of new flowers growing stronger day by day, turning hesitant footsteps into pathways I can take. I don't need to name the feeling, I can see it in the sky. I can hear it in the silence, I can feel it come alive. The sound of new flowers still blooming in my mind. The sound of new flowers, a beautiful new time. The morning opened quietly, a window full of silver light. Nothing seemed different until something bloomed
전투
inside.
시작.
The sound of new flowers. Beyond the glass, faces fading as the hours pass. I searching through crowded streets for anything that could tell me. The photographs inside my own silent echoes beneath the moon. Questions hanging in the air, unfinished stories everywhere. Then a glow appeared from far away, soft as dawn off the edge of day. Something in that gentle shine pulled on my soul and mind. Spark beyond as we see, open hidden doors in me. The road ahead began to clear as hope slowly reappeared. Shadows lost their way tonight, clouds gave way to silver skies. The distance felt so small somehow, standing in this moment now. A heart guided by light found its way through the darkest night, like a flame dancing in the breeze. You awaken something deep in me, a heart guided by light, followed stars across the endless sky. Through the silence of the unknown, I discover where I belong. One painted gold in every guy, a different feeling in it all. Colors seem bright
turn, a pause, a change in pace, a different route, a different day. Something playful crossed the timeline, leading us that way. The way serendipity danced through the corners of the night, spinning chance into a rhythm, painting wonder into light. The way serendipity danced like a song without a plan, moving softly through the moment until our story began. One step, one glance, one beautiful circumstance. The way serendipity danced across town, another morning opened with a different view. Sunlight on an old apartment, coffee cooling by the news, a notebook resting on a table, half a dream between the lines. A schedule changed unexpectedly, shifting all the signs. Hours travel side by side without either of us knowing. Separate scenes inside the city, quietly growing. Then the evening drew its curtain, and the pathways intertwined like two melodies discovering the same chorus at the right time. A turn, a pause, a change in pace, a different route, a different day. Something playful crossed the timeline, leading us that way. The way serendipity danced through the corners of the night, spinning chance into a rhythm, painting wonder into light. The way serendipity danced like a song without a plan, moving softly through the moment until our story began. One step, one glance, one beautiful circumstance. The way serendipity danced. Maybe it twirled through station platforms, maybe it drifted through the rain, maybe it hid inside conversations we almost didn't make. Maybe it moved between the heartbeats, between the minutes on the clock, gathering scattered fragments until they finally locked. And there you were, like the final note of a melody, searching for home. The way serendipity danced across the skyline after dark, turning ordinary evenings into pieces of art. The way serendipity danced through the currents of our lives, guiding little moments gently until they synchronize. Now the streets feel different, now the stars seem close enough. 1,000 quiet detours bloomed into something. Serendipity danced, still echoes when I smile, like a beautiful coincidence, waiting all the while. The crosswalk flashed, the traffic rolled, the city never understood what happened that night. The way serendipity danced. The train door closed, green light changed, a photograph slipped from a place. Somewhere beyond those little moments, the story quietly waited. I missed the bus on a winter afternoon, stood beneath the faded billboard in the cold, changed my route without a reason. Took a street I'd never known, a coffee shop was crowded, built on the road. Conversations drifted lightly like leaves in a gentle flow. A stranger dropped a magazine, a bicycle ran through the air. The tiny scenes kept reeling without revealing why they were there. The world kept moving casually, unaware of what it meant, while invisible threads were dragging across a map of chance. One turn after another, one small delay at a time. Pieces finding places without announcing their design. Something was approaching, quiet as a distant song, closer with open roads, train stations, and changing skies. Written on overseas dreams that move with us in time. I carried unfinished questions through crowded nights and empty hearts, watching reflections in the river, tracing patterns in the dark. Some doors open briefly, some disappear before my eyes. Still I kept on walking forward without knowing what I'd find. Meanwhile another life was moving, some collection of days, following separate constellations toward the very same place. One turn after another, one small delay at a time. Just finding places without announcing their design. Something was approaching, followed as a distant song, closer than I realized all along. Smile at the end of chase, waiting for storyless. After all the misconnections, after all the shifting hands. Smile at the end of chance, bright enough to change the plan. Suddenly the sky started speaking the same language. A thousand drifting fragments finally made sense. And smile at the end of chance. I could travel backwards through the chapters left behind. I see the hidden pathways crossing through the line. The train I almost boarded, the street I chose that day, the pain that slowed my footsteps, the words I didn't say. None of them wasted, none of them gone. They were building this horizon long before the dawn. At the end of chance, turned ordinary into gold, painted warmth across the places that once felt unknown. I smiled at the end of chance, lit the corners of my mind. Now the roads behind me shimmer with a different kind of light. All the random moments, all the days I couldn't be, bloom into a picture far beyond what I believed. The smile at the end of chance still shines through the years, like the answer hidden softly inside a trail of souvenirs. A train door closed, green light changed. Funny how 1,000 little moments can guide two hearts to the same place at the same time. The smile at the end of chance. Hearted on the heartland, beyond the edge of one. Quiet views draw me across the midnight blue. Little nights I drift still burning true. Far beyond the harbor lights, beyond the edge of what we knew. Two hearts became a beacon, a lighthouse for two.
전투 시작.
Still leads me back to you. The season faded from the view. The train has to break through the summer destiny sent. The summer destiny sent. And I found you. Sunset colors on the waterfront. Shadows dancing while the hours run. You were laughing at a passing joke. I remember every word you spoke. Ice cream melting in the heat. Footprints fading near the beach. Nothing felt planned at all. Yet somehow fate answered the call. We talked until the city lights started glowing through the night. Street musicians played nearby. The stars awakened in the sky. I never knew a single glance could quietly begin the chance to change the rhythm of my days and pull my heart a different way. The season whispered through the air, feeling floating everywhere like a page turning on its own, leading somewhere still unknown. You're the summer destiny sent, a beautiful story heavenly, a spark inside the golden haze, shining through the longest days. You were the summer destiny sent, a dream with perfect timing, meant like moonlight resting on the sea. You found your way to me. Morning coffee by the train station, small adventures without destination. Photographs we never seen, memories written hand in hand. Rain arrived one afternoon, silver clouds covered the moon. Still we stay beneath one shade, watching reflections softly sway. The world kept spinning all around, yet peace was all that I found. Whenever you were next to me, life felt lighter naturally. The nights grew deeper as we spoke, sharing wishes, sharing hope. The summer air around our skin felt like where our story should begin. The stars above seemed so sincere, drawing constellations near, as if the sky already knew I was meant to meet you. You were the summer destiny sent, a beautiful story heavenly, a spark inside the golden haze, shining through the longest days. You were the summer destiny sent, a dream with perfect timing, meant like moonlight resting on the sea. You found your way to me. Years may travel down the road, seasons change and rivers flow. Still, I'll keep this chapter bright, like a lantern in the night. The warmth remains inside my chest, a treasured moment at its best. When summer changed my point of view, the days fade through. You were the summer destiny sent, a gift beyond coincidence, a light that colored all my skies, reflected in your eyes. You were the summer destiny sent, the answer hidden in the wind, a melody I still believe, a reason not to leave. You were the summer destiny sent, the memory time cannot reverse. Through every dawn that comes anew, my heart returns to you. Golden light across the avenue, late July still leads me back to you. The season fades. music hum becomes a lullaby. Storefront reflections drift like streams. Neon signs melt into the evening, softly dissolving at the seams. A crowded train rolls through the station. Still I barely hear the sound. Your voice turns all the noise to distance. Like gravity left town, people hurry through their stores. Calendars keep chasing time. Meanwhile we're spending somewhere between a heartbeat and a skyline. The air feels light around us. The clouds seem close enough to hold. And the ordinary world looks smaller than before. Slow motion in the atmosphere, a quiet rush inside my chest. One look from you and suddenly the sky becomes a place to rest. Cloud number 9, that's where I go when you're around. Above the rush, above the noise, above the weight that pulls me down. Cloud number 9, where the horizon opens wide. The stars stay awake, the moon leans close, and all my worries lose their size. A little higher, a little brighter, whenever you arrive. Cloud number 9. Coffee cups and conversation, morning sunlight through the glass. We talk about impossible things and somehow make them last. A song escapes a corner speaker, dancing lightly through the room. The day forgets its usual limits and starts to bloom. I lose track of all the numbers, I lose track of all the plans. Hours drift like paper lanterns, carried by invisible hands. The world keeps turning somewhere else, yet here the rhythm feels brand new. Like the clouds rewrote the weather just to circle around you. Slow motion in the atmosphere, a quiet rush inside my chest. One look from you and suddenly the sky becomes a place to rest. Cloud number 9, that's where I go when you're around. Above the rush, above the noise, above the weight that pulls me down. Cloud number 9, where the horizon opens wide. The stars stay awake, the moon leans close, and all my worries lose their size. A little higher, a little brighter, whenever you arrive. Cloud number 9. Maybe happiness sounds like this, a laugh hanging softly in the air. Maybe magic looks like this, your reflection everywhere. No countdown clocks, no racing hands, no pressure from the passing days. Just floating through a silver sky, wrapped inside this haze. And I don't need to understand it, I just wanna stay. Cloud number 9, place your smile creates tonight. A painted sky of amber gold and endless light. Cloud number 9, where dreams and daylight intertwine, where simple moments turn to treasures hidden in plain sight. Higher than the rooftops, far beyond the doubts I've known. You make the universe feel closer, you make this feeling home. Cloud number 9, cloud number 9, still shining in my mind. Street lights blur into watercolor, the city's fading out of view. My feet still touch the pavement, yet somehow I'm floating with you. Cloud number 9. Yeah. Yeah. Gray morning on the window pane, slow traffic underneath the clouds. The day moved quietly, without a headline, without a sound. A coffee cup beside my notebook, half a song I couldn't finish. People passing through the station, faces fading in a minute. The sky the distance, soft as light through a curtain. A simple phrase, yet somehow the whole world started turning. The color of your voice spilled across my afternoon, painting gold on silent corners, bringing flowers into bloom. The color of your voice moved through shadows on the street, turning quiet into music with a melody so sweet. One moment, one sound, and everything around began to shine in the color of your voice. The river carried brighter reflections, storefront windows caught the sun. Street musicians felt familiar, like I'd known them all along. The breeze seemed full of stories, floating gently through the air. Even distant traffic rhythms sounded lighter than before. Pages waiting on my desk filled themselves with hopeful lines. Clouds that covered half the skyline open wide to let in light. Funny how a few short seconds can rearrange an entire day, like a brush across a canvas, changing all the shades. A single hello across the distance, soft as light through a curtain. A simple phrase, yet somehow the whole world started turning. The color of your voice spilled across my afternoon, painting gold on silent corners, bringing flowers into bloom. The color of your voice moved through shadows on the street, turning quiet into music with a melody so sweet. One moment, one sound, and everything around began to shine in the color of your voice. If blue could sing, if sunlight could whisper, if spring could fit inside a conversation, maybe it would sound like this. A gentle spark, a drifting glow, a warmth arriving through the phone. And suddenly the ordinary felt there. The color of your voice still lingers in the evening air, floating through the city lights like a lantern everywhere. The color of your voice left a trace on all I see. Now the streets wear different colors than they did yesterday to me. When night feels softer, the stars sit closer, the skyline looks brand new, all because a simple moment carried me to you. The color of your voice, the color of your voice still shines through. Green morning on the window pane, and set far away tonight. One small conversation turned the world into light. The color of your voice.
You folded up a silly line, sent flying through the room. I caught it with a crooked smile, trouble wearing perfume. It started with a joke too small to live inside a memory. You played across the hall with nonsense written secretly. You said you looked unemployed, said the stars looked unlate. Then laughter spilled between us like coins across a dinner plate. We traded useless facts, fading snacks, and movie lines. Made my quiet afternoon forget it. Had a closing time. No thunder in the ceiling, no fireworks above, just folded paper in the air. Learning how to turn it on. One joke themed into another. One grin stayed after dark. One message crossed the silence and landed near my heart. Paper planes and us flying low above the clouds. What began as playful words became a place I chose. Paper planes and us, no map inside the wind, just a laugh that found a window and invited me in. We were tossing little stories like they weighed almost place I trust. Paper planes and us, no map inside the wind. Just a laugh that found a window and invited me in. We were tossing little stories like they weighed almost nothing. Now I hold them like a promise. Paper planes and us. Oh, 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 yeah. Look at us now, still laughing at the first thing you said. That ridiculous line that made no sense. Maybe love can start folding, maybe hearts can learn to fight. Maybe one small paper we can cross the whole sky. I never saw it coming, that was the charm. A joke in the air and your hand in my palm. Paper planes and us, rising higher than before. From a sentence tossed for fun to a light behind the door. Paper planes and us, still circling the room. With our name between the creases and our laughter in bloom. What we thought was passing by became the story we read. A little paper miracle that learned how to breathe. Paper planes and us. Paper planes and us. We folded up a silly line. I caught it like a sign. Now the smallest joke we ever made still flies across the line. Paper planes and us. The clock strikes every afternoon. Something in the air felt like a mystery. There were seasons full of questions, half-finished dreams upon my shelf. Maps with circles drawn in pencil, leading somewhere beyond myself. I watched trains leave through station windows, chased horizons through the rain. Filled journals with uncertain endings, trying to explain the unexplained. Some mornings felt like static, some nights blurred into blue. I kept gathering little fragments without knowing what they would do. Yet somewhere beneath the chaos, a pattern slowly grew. Silent gears were turning far beyond my sight. Tiny moments shifting into place that night. What once felt disconnected began to draw a line. The day everything aligned, like stars returning to their places, like dawn arriving right on time. The day everything aligned, all the scattered roads behind me formed a clear and shining sign. Pieces from 1,000 chapters suddenly combined. I found meaning in the spaces, the day everything aligned. A conversation at a crosswalk, a song escaping from a car, a message that arrived unexpectedly from someone never far. Old photographs look different when I held them to the light. Small details gain new colors under a clearer sky. Dreams I almost abandoned, step back into the frame. Doors I thought were long forgotten, opened with my name. The future felt familiar, like a place I'd seen before, standing quietly beside me. At an open door, silent gears were turning far beyond my sight. Tiny moments shifted into place that night. What once felt disconnected began to draw a line. The day everything aligned, like stars returning to their places, like dawn arriving right on time. distance came alive. The day everything aligned. The unanswered questions settled like birds across the sky. The moments I once doubted now shine with quiet light. The road that seemed uncertain led exactly where they should. The story kept unfolding better than I understood. The day everything aligned still echoes in my mind. The clock struck softly after midnight. Street lights painted silver lines, and somewhere in that silence, the pieces found each other. The day everything aligned. Yeah. Yeah. You love the colors of October. I kept talking about July. Funny how two different skies could meet beneath the same night. You carried autumn in your pockets, golden leaves and cooling air. I chased from sunsets by the ocean. Sunlight everywhere. You like sweaters by the window, books and rain against the glass. I wanted open roads and daylight, always hoping someone would last. We laughed about our differences, like they were part of the game. Trading little pieces of ourselves whenever we met again. Neither one of us imagined what time would slowly do. How the seasons would start changing inside me and inside you. One conversation, one passing week. A little closer, a little deep. The calendar kept turning pages while our hearts rewrote the theme. Your favorite season, that's what I wanna be. The place you run to when the world feels colder than it seems. Your favorite season, oh warmth you always know. Like sunlight through the curtains, or fresh December snow. No matter what the weather brings, no matter where you've been, I wanna be your favorite season. Again and again. Spring arrived without announcement. Cherry colors in the park. Spent hours chasing shadows till the city turned to stars. Then came nights beside the river, watching reflections drift away. Learning how to share our silence, learning what we didn't say. The months moved softly around us, changing scenery and light. Somehow all those different landscapes led us to the same side. Rainy mornings, you started loving ocean views. Slowly all the things we cherished began blending into something new. One conversation, one passing week. A little closer, a little deep. The calendar kept turning pages while our hearts rewrote the theme. Your favorite season, that's what I wanna be. The place you run to when the world feels colder than it seems. Your favorite season, oh one you always know. Like sunlight through the curtains, or fresh December snow. No matter what the weather brings, no matter where you've been, I wanna be your favorite season. Again and again. Years may paint the trees in amber. Years may cover fields in white. Years may bring another summer, another springtime sky. Still I'll save a place beside me for the moments that we made. All those little changing seasons that taught our hearts to stay. Maybe love is simple, a home that shifts with time, yet somehow feels familiar through all the changing skies. Your favorite season, the one you carry in your soul, like a photograph of happiness you'll never let go. Your favorite season, whether spring or fall, have kept on moving, new addresses, changing scenes, different trains and different skylines, different versions of our dreams. Yet sometimes when the spring returns and petals ride the breeze, I hear echoes of our footsteps hidden underneath the leaves. I remember all the details, the way your shadow crossed the road, the way the evening slowly painted everything in gold. No grand celebration waiting, no dramatic final frame, just a beautiful collection of days without a name. Step by step, side by side, the hours drifted quietly through the light. One ordinary afternoon turned into something bright. Ooh, ooh, the blooming sidewalk still stretches through my memory, covered in laughter, covered in sunlight, covered in you and me. The blooming sidewalk, more than flowers on a street. It's the place where simple moments became something I could keep. A road made out of memories of you I still recall.
전투 시작.
The blooming sidewalk. After all, some places disappear behind new buildings and years. Some stories fade softly into the atmosphere, yet a few remain untouched, no matter where we are. Like a photograph developing inside the heart, I can still see the colors, I can still hear the breeze, I can still find that sidewalk whenever I need peace. The blooming sidewalk running through the center of my life, where the smallest conversations still shine bright. The blooming sidewalk, where the ordinary became art, where the passing seasons settle deep inside my heart. Where the flowers may have fallen, though the years may carry on, that road keeps blooming somewhere long after spring is gone. The blooming sidewalk still leading me home. The blooming sidewalk still leading me home. The sidewalk covered in petals, a fading afternoon sky. Funny how a simple street can become a lifetime. The blooming sidewalk.
I remember that horizon line, painted gold across my eyes. Something in this mind before I knew you. The whisper moving through the air. The signal drifting through the blue. I didn't have the words back then, still somehow I knew. Running through familiar streets, untied dreams and restless shoes. Collecting moments in my hands like they were scattered among the clues. The city lights flickering softly, reflecting on the rainy grass. I felt a story pulling me somewhere beyond the present path, yeah. Names I hadn't learned to say, places I had never seen, yet they floated through my mind like scenes from an unfinished dream. A quiet spark inside my chest kept glowing through the ordinary days. I couldn't tell when I saw the future way far beyond the crowd and noise. Past the doubts I used to know, there was something calling out from a road I couldn't show. A silhouette of better days, standing where the skyline bends like an old forgotten friend. The way the future waves across the dark and through the haze, I could feel it from miles away, like sunlight Tracing trains, drawing maps inside my notebook, trying to connect the shapes. Some doors close without a sound, some plans vanish with the wind. Still that feeling stayed alive beneath my skin. Friendly chasing different stars, time is moving fast somehow. Yeah, the promised land gets awfully just beyond the here and now. I caught reflections of tomorrow dancing on the river line, like the world was gently showing pieces of another life. Beyond the clouds, past the doubts I used to know, there was something calling out from a road I couldn't show. A silhouette of better days, standing where the skyline bends like an old forgotten friend. The way the future waved across the dark, through the haze, I could feel it from miles away, like sunlight breaking through a window pane. The way the future waved, turning questions into openings. I followed that invisible trace, and my heart began to change. I remember the way the future waved. Maybe it was hidden inside all the restless nights. Maybe it was waiting just outside the exile. A melody unfinished, a photograph without a frame. And one day the pieces gathered and finally revealed the shape. I looked up and there it was, the dream I used to chase. Already reaching back for me. The way the future waved, brighter than I ever could explain. All the roads that twisted through the rain led me to this place. The way the future waved, through the fear and through the wave, giving hope of facing rain before I knew its name. The way the future waved, like a lighthouse through the gray, like a promise carried by the wind and never drifted away. I remember the way the future waved. Now the skyline feels familiar, now the distance feels close. I still think about that moment more than anybody knows. A small